Good evening and thank you for joining us. Obviously Colonial Days in full swing, Carly, and those chucks turning and burning out there.
Yeah, so if you don't have the chance to go to Calgary and see the excitement there, you've got it at the X Grounds tonight, so you're going to want to make your way over there. And remember, you can get into the chucks with the purchase of your admission ticket. You don't even have to pay to go see them. It's all part of the deal.
Pretty good deal indeed. And we got a little bit of sprinkles during the parade today, but otherwise it went pretty smoothly today. Shauna, what are we looking forward to?
Well, it was fantastic. I mean, throw candy to kids and they love that sort of stuff. And as we take a look now into the Midwest region, we're sitting at mostly cloudy skies and 20 degrees with really no wind, and across our region in the Lakeland and Battleford's, lots of clouds there and in the low 20s. So if you're going to head down to the fair this weekend, what is the weather going to look like? I'll have your full forecast coming up later on.
A member of the North Battleford RCMP is facing charges of impaired driving. Just before 1 a.m. on July 3rd, RCMP were called to a collision between a motor vehicle and a pedestrian. 32-year-old Tyson Drabinski was off duty at the time of the incident. He's facing charges of impaired driving and driving over the legal limit. Police say injuries to the pedestrian were minor. Drabinski is scheduled to appear in North Battleford Provincial Court on August 15th. Battleford's RCMP received a 911 call from a residence on the 1100 block of 108th Street just before 1 a.m. this morning. Members arrived and spoke with a 51-year-old victim who alleged that he was at home watching TV when several suspects broke into his house, struck him, threatened him with a knife, and threw him to the floor. The suspects then left the residence with a small amount of tobacco. The victim suffered minor injuries. Police got a description and made patrols locating the 4 males matching the description. The males were arrested and a number of charges have been laid. Darwin Paul, Andrew, Jordan Wayne Bugler, Nikki Fernandez Cam, Justin Cale White will all be appearing in North Battleford Court on July 14th. The investigation is continuing with the assistance of the Battleford's Municipal GIS Unit, and additional charges are still being considered. On July 12th at approximately 4:30 p.m., Battleford's Municipal RCMP responded to a medical distress alarm at a residence on the 500 block of 100th Street in North Battleford. Police arrived at the scene to find an elderly victim who indicated she'd been working in her garden and was approached by a lone male. The victim felt something was wrong and tried to get into her house, but the male followed her in, pushed her to the floor, struck her several times, and demanded money. The victim didn't have any money, but the male took several bottles of liquor. The male locked the residence and told the victim to stay inside. She was transported to hospital with minor injuries. The male is described as Aboriginal, 5'5", 120 pounds with short black hair, wearing a black jacket with yellow writing on the sleeves and the back. If you have information in regards to this robbery, please contact the North Battleford RCMP or Crime Stoppers. Well, another colorful parade has finished marching through our streets today, marking the official kickoff to the Colonial Days Fair. While the floats, music, and fire trucks were a hit, there was something else the kids couldn't get enough of. Kathy Lee tells us the hot commodity, and it's a tradition that will never grow old and is most likely here to stay.
It's an event that draws in first-timers from far.
We flew to Chicago and flew to Edmonton and then drove to here.
Neighbors who've been coming for years.
Oh, I've been coming since probably in the 1960s.
And those passing on the tradition to younger generations.
I always enjoyed coming. I was always excited to come to the parade, but yeah, it's been good. We've been coming for a long time, so now it's my turn to take my kids.
Celebrating 108 years of the Colonial Days Fair, the parade started out agricultural but has diversified.
We've also got the industrial, and we've certainly got the oil concept that's part of it, but the agricultural roots are still the things that I'm so pleased that are still being recognized.
This year's theme is Bring Your Smile, and with over 100 floats going through, there was something for everyone to enjoy.
Watching all the fire trucks and police cars and all the fancy cars that go by.
One with the Halloween one, I like that one. A big tractor! Big!
What's your favorite part about the parade?
The horse poop.
Well, whatever the favorite thing was, from the kids we asked, this is what they went most crazy for.
Candy. A candy store. When we catch candy.
Hey buddy, hurry!
Sugar and gum and stuff like that. We love candy!
Exciting.
The parade may be over, but there's still tons of things to do. Tomorrow morning, there's a pancake breakfast. There's still a demolition derby, pig races, and a magician show. Everything ends Sunday, but if you want more information, go to the Lloydminster Exhibition Grounds website. Kathy Lee, Newcap News.
Colonial Days will be drawing in a lot of people to take part in the festivities over the next few days, but some people will try to get to the X grounds in a very unsafe way. A popular route for some is cutting across the train tracks, which is an illegal offense.
In the past, it's been a problem. It's a huge safety issue for us. We have individuals crossing that may not be aware of these dangers.
Crossing the tracks may seem like a convenient shortcut, but police are reminding people not to risk it.
They may not get caught, and nothing may happen. But the fact of the matter is, it's still an offense. It's still a dangerous habit to get into, and as such, we would say, don't.
Trespassers can face a minimum of a $250 fine. According to the Canadian Pacific Railway, there were 55 fatalities in Canada last year as a result of trespassing on the train tracks. Well, many don't realize that there's a lot behind the scenes work to make sure Colonial Days is fun and safe for everyone. Carnival travels across Western Canada 6 months a year, making stops in 35 to 40 cities. Every time they set up, safety is at the top of their priority list.
There's documentation, there's a ride supervisor, he makes sure that the documents are done, and then there's a ride inspector from every province. And then there's an electrical inspector from every province as well.
Along with the original inspection, daily maintenance is required to keep things running smoothly.
Every morning and depending on the size of the ride in the evenings as well.
Colonial Days will be running in the border city until the weekend, which is when the traveling carnival will disassemble and head off on their next adventure. And the Lloyd X Grounds was a busy place last night as well. After all the equipment was safely assembled, people had a chance to enjoy the sneak-a-peek evening. Hundreds of people headed to the free admission night to take advantage of reduced Midway rates. Kids could ride for $1 and adult rides were $2. The trade show, located inside the exhibition grounds, wasn't open. However, most of the food vendors and games were fully operational.
Number 13 is the winner, so number 13, you get one of these little guys.
The Looney and Toonie ride rates will be in effect Thursday afternoon from noon until 3 as well, which could be the perfect chance for these youngsters to jump on their favorite ride.
I don't know. Roller coaster. The ride, train. Going on rides. And dress up a car. The roller coasters. I think the maze one. That one's my favorite part.
Colonial Days offers a large Midway of various types of entertainment, agriculture and livestock shows, grandstand concerts, and as well, chuck wagon racing.